Strategy, strategy, strategy. Strategy, a lot of strategy, advanced strategy. Welcome all of you to You Can Achieve. I hope you can see the screen. Let me just write something down so that you can see. Strategy. Okay, so what is strategy? প্রথমত আমরা এখানে বলবো না, we won't discuss strategy because many people think that I will talk about my strategies, I will talk about the strategies uh, very openly. We don't do that and we won't do that. What we can talk about is you can have a solid perspective regarding strategy, যে আমরা বুঝতে পারছি স্ট্র্যাটেজিকে আমরা কিভাবে দেখব, কোর কম্পিটেন্সিস যদি বলি সেটা দেখব, যদি আমি বলি কেপাবিলিটিস যদি বলি তাহলে কিভাবে দেখব, ফোকাস, ডিফারেন্সিয়েশন, আদার ওয়েজ অফ ডুইং দ্যাট, ভ্যালু ইনোভেশন উই হ্যাভ টকড অ্যাবাউট। আমরা একটু VUCA এনভায়রনমেন্ট নিয়ে বলবো, এনভায়রনমেন্টটা কি, ভিও ফ্রেমওয়ার্ক নিয়ে বলবো। তবে একটা কথা, ইফ ইউ টেক দ্য লিপ অফ ফেথ, হোয়াট আই ওয়ান্ট টু টক অ্যাবাউট ইজ you know all the basics, you know all the fundamentals. So far whatever we have discussed, fundamentals ta kichuta holeo, if you couldn't go to a business school, if you couldn't manage time for doing higher studies regarding business, you get some idea, you get some fundamentals with the contemporary context, things around you, you get some idea about that. তারপরে you can read a lot of books, you can go to courses, you can do certifications, whatever you want to do, you can take it forward. Specialization you can choose, but this is where we are talking about the holistic approach, the wholesome view of business. এবং if you look at it, you will see there is a dedicated playlist for strategy. So today we are doing a video of that playlist, and this is just the beginning, so we will continue to do that. There will be short videos, I mean 20 minutes, 30 minutes, where we will talk about strategy, a way of looking at things, how you can get things done, where you are currently, what is your current situation, where you want to reach. Now you have your vision, you have your mission, you have your values in place, but you need a plan. If you want to have planning as a significant part of your strategy, because you do the strategy, then you need to do the action planning also. So how will you reach that place? You are here, you are in the current situation. So we are not talking about wishful thinking, we just want to go there, we just want to do this and that. We are not talking about that. You evaluate, you analyze your situation, your current situation, where you are, your core competencies, your capabilities, your strengths and weaknesses, your opportunities and threats. That we call it SWOT in business lingo. But if you just, as an individual, if you look at it, your internal strengths and weaknesses, external, when you look at it, your opportunities you have around you, the threats you are facing, so how you can use those things, how you can manage to take things forward. কিন্তু ফাউন্ডেশনটা যদি না থাকে, দেন উই উইল ফল্টার। তাহলে প্রবলেমটা কি হবে? একটা ক্লাসিক্যাল অ্যাপ্রোচ আমরা নিতে পারি, যেখানে আমরা খুব অ্যানালাইজ করছি, এক্সিকিউট করছি, প্ল্যান করছি, এক্সিকিউট করছি, অল্টারনেটিভস থাকছে, we are choosing the alternatives এর মধ্যে, we are choosing the best alternatives, prioritizing and all that stuff. তারপর অ্যাডাপটিভ অ্যাপ্রোচ হতে পারে, যখন আমার অবস্টাকল আসছে, সার্কামস্ট্যান্সেস আসছে, অ্যাকর্ডিংলি আই এম সুইচিং মাই গিয়ার, অর আই এম চেঞ্জিং মাই স্ট্র্যাটেজিস। বাট ক্রাইসিস ম্যানেজমেন্টে হতে পারে, ডিস্ট্রেস ম্যানেজমেন্টে হতে পারে, ডিজাস্টার ম্যানেজমেন্টে হতে পারে, আবার কখনো কখনো এমন একটা মানে সিচুয়েশন চলে এলো যেটা আগে কখনো আমরা দেখিনি, একটা নতুন, সামথিং নিউ, then how we go through it. We know that we will get there, we will look at the brighter side, we will go to the other side. We know that we can do it. Hope, optimism, whatever you call it, positive psychology, positive mindset, we know that we can make it happen. That's how we make progress. That's how we go forward and forward, driven by optimism, capabilities, competence, mindset, can do attitude, whatever you call it, but we will make it happen. But if you have these things, skills, knowledge, wisdom, experience, then if you have a very flexible strategy, sometimes we can call it agile strategy or adaptable in circumstances. Some people may be adaptable or more flexible. Some people are not that adaptable or flexible. They are very rigid in their strategy. That's their way of doing things. If they are getting the outcomes, if they are uh, getting things done, then it's their thing. But there are situations, why I am mentioning, I will soon discuss VUCA. We are living in a dynamic, diverse business environment. You cannot ignore that. Nowadays, because of globalization, because of many other things, people are coming together from different backgrounds, and it's a very dynamic business environment. The problems, we don't expect to have similar kinds of problems. Today we are facing this problem, tomorrow we will face that problem. আজকে আমার কাছে এই সমস্যাটা রয়েছে, কালকে আমার কাছে ওই সমস্যাটা আসছে, 7 দিন পরে আমার কাছে ওই সমস্যাটা আসবে। ইউ ক্যানট টেল দ্যাট, রাইট? তার জন্য অ্যাম্বিগিউটি আছে, যেখানে আমরা VUCA ফ্রেমওয়ার্কে যখন বলছি, লেট মি রাইট ডাউন দ্য VUCA because I will wrap it up very quickly today. It's a very dynamic business environment. So VUCA environment বলা হচ্ছে যখন ভোলাটিলিটি থাকছে। ইউ থাকছে যখন আমার আনসার্টেনটি থাকছে। সি থাকছে যখন আমার কমপ্লেক্স থাকছে। As I said, it's a very complex business world nowadays. Complexity. And when we talk about A, it is ambiguity. Volatility, uncertainty, complexity, ambiguity. Let me write it down. Where you are, my cursor? Okay. It's a dynamic business environment, not a static one. So the problems you are expecting, those are not very static, those are not very easy, and you should not expect those easy things, because otherwise what is the fun doing business or fun doing something if you don't have the challenges? What is the fun? Because you know the skill set, you have the skill set, you have the knowledge, you know things, then you have the experience. If you don't have enough challenges, you sometimes you won't feel motivation, right? So depends on the culture too. So we talked about Hofstede's cultural dimension. Maybe in some culture they are not motivated by challenges. In some culture, some people are motivated by challenges. In one culture, there are different kinds of people. Some people are motivated by challenges. Some people are doing things in a very easy way. Like, not easy way, I mean, they are very harmonious with themselves. Like, they don't have to show a lot, but they are making things happen in a very silent way. But they are not stopping. They are doing incredible innovation. But their way of doing things may be different from the way others do things. Different cultures, we respect each and every culture and each and every kind of people. But if you look at the business world or the world global business problems, you have to accept that dynamic business problem, and at a diverse world, Rohit. So the problems can be very complex. It's a volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous business world we are living in. So যার জন্য স্ট্র্যাটেজিটা থাকলে কি হয়? And I talk about one thing. Learning is never bad. Some activity or something is never bad. It's how you perceive it, it's how you do it, that can be bad. So for example, this is one activity, one thing that cannot be bad, but maybe that is requiring you to understand some roles, that is requiring you to understand some context, reading between the lines or lines, whatever be the thing. If you are faltering in that situation or in those areas, then what is wrong is, maybe the activity is not wrong, others are doing it in the right way, but these particular people are doing it in a wrong way, so that they can make people misunderstand, they guide people in a wrong way, but they have the escape route. What is the escape route? The escape route is they're using the same terminology. So the terminology is same. Many people are doing incredible work regarding that. These people are not able to do that, But whenever something happens in a bad way, they will avoid responsibility, and they will use the term, they will use the definition. We are doing this, they are doing this, how it is bad. It is not, that thing is not bad. It's how you do that. So then for that also you need to have some strategy. If you are doing it in the right way, some people are disturbing you, maybe some people don't know it enough, but they think they know, so they are continuously pushing you, disturbing you. Ultimately, when you trust, when you do the investment, when you make the investment, you see that ultimately it is prone to failure, because there is a gap. I started with why I mentioned all these things. You analyze, or you understand your current situation, you understand your strengths and weaknesses. Now if you are lying there constantly, that means you have something really wrong with yourself, right? So you are not understanding or analyzing properly your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats, whatever be the thing. But when you are mentioning those things, it is sounding so well. You think that when people will read that, they will have some perception about you. But there is a gap always. So how you can bridge the gap? It can be through planning, action planning. You do the strategizing. Actually, when you want to make it happen, pragmatic way, in a very realistic way, when you actually make it happen, step by step approach, then what you can do is you can actually evaluate in a genuine way where you currently are, where you want to reach, how you can reach there, and then you understand the mission, vision, plans, and all that stuff. You can do, you can do the planning part, whatever you require. You can learn from each and everything. You can learn from each and every people, the good and bad, whatever it is. Beyond that, you can learn. And when it comes to strategy, you know how to use those things to make things happen. সো স্ট্র্যাটেজি আমি একটা ব্রড ওয়েতে আলোচনা করছি। এই বই থেকে আমি 4টে পাতা পড়লাম, 3টে পাতা পড়লাম, ইট ইজ নট অ্যাবাউট দ্যাট। স্ট্র্যাটেজি হচ্ছে এই যে আমি এই যে জায়গাটা, আমার গোলটাকে রিচ করব, বা এই যে কাজটা আমি করব, হতে পারে আমার নেক্সট স্টেপ, এই স্টেপ বা এই মাইলস্টোনটাই আমি পৌঁছে গেছি। নাও আই নিড টু গো টু দ্য নেক্সট মাইলস্টোন, অর দ্য নেক্সট গোল আই নিড টু রিচ। আরেকটা হার্ডলস, আর একটা সেট অফ হার্ডলস হয়তো চলে এলো, সেটাকে হাউ আই ক্যান ওভারকাম, রাইট? প্রপার ওয়েতে all these things you can learn each and everything. You can interact with people, you can discuss with people, you can do everything. But ultimately what you are doing, you are making the progress, you are making it happen. তাহলে কি হচ্ছে, গ্যাপটা রিডিউস হয়ে যায়। তারপরে যেটুকুনি আছে, লার্নিং ক্যান রিডিউস দ্য গ্যাপ, লার্নিং সাম স্কিলস or gathering some knowledge, এগুলো গ্যাপটাকে রিডিউস করলে কি হয়, the more you reduce the gap, when you are really genuine, you feel good about yourself, that I really didn't have it. When I am bridging the gap, when I am reducing the gap, I am feeling good about myself. From there, when you want to teach, when you want to do something, you will think that now I can really teach, I can make this thing happen. So that's a great thing. Whenever you do that, sometimes we learn during the job. That's also okay, because you are actually learning. When you don't learn during the job also, then you are not learning in the job, you are not learning from the books, but you are telling that you are reading a lot of books. But people who can get it, they will get the gap. The gap is there, that's why the problem is happening. Strategy can help you bridge the gap. Otherwise you will take the vision and mission statement, you will take the plan, you will say that you are doing this, but what is the outcome we cannot see, what is the thing we cannot see, but you will say that you are doing this, you are doing this, you are doing these, your activities, all those peer activities. Here we are talking about how you actually make it happen. So I will just draw a picture. Porter's 5 forces. If I talk about Porter's 5 forces, everything is there, the 5 forces are there. Sun Tzu, if you read Sun Tzu, because Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy, we talk about all the other kinds of philosophy, Bertrand Russell, and then Sun Tzu, whatever philosophy you learn. That's why philosophy can guide you through strategy also. Philosophy is such a great thing. So when you learn philosophy, you will understand how you can learn from each and everything, Eastern philosophy, Western philosophy, any kind of philosophy, and that can guide you through the strategy. But if you don't want to make it happen, then no matter whatever you learn, it doesn't make sense. You're just making PR, right? So that's why, let me just draw a thing of business model. So Sun Tzu said that when you are doing it with the forces, the forces are there, but you're making it happen uh, there with the forces, then it's a great thing. So, and you read the art of war, you will learn a lot of things. So those are the things I don't discuss here, but if you learn, you will understand. It is so sophisticated, but maybe for the modern context you need to apply it in a different way. And there are other books as well, war strategies. You can study war, you can study strategies, and you can gather wisdom from military strategies you can apply in the business strategy. So you can understand business strategy, you can guide military strategies. So it is like that, administration, management, strategy, এগুলো একটা broader umbrella. So when we talked about different aspects of business, এটা এরকমই না যে আমি এইটুকুনি পড়েছি বলে আমি এখানেই কাজ করতে পারি. If you have that narrow mindset, you won't be able to explore the possibilities of this knowledge or possibilities of this wisdom or the experience, whatever you call it, or all of it. যখন আমি অ্যাপ্লাই করছি, আমার একটা গভর্নমেন্ট অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশন বা পাবলিক অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশনে আমি গেলাম, সেখানে আমি দেখছি প্রবলেম সলভিং, ডিসিশন মেকিং, রিসোর্স অ্যালোকেশন, সো মেনি ওয়েজ আই ক্যান অ্যাপ্লাই দ্য বিজনেস নলেজ. আমি যাচ্ছি একটা বিজনেস এনভায়রনমেন্টে, অবভিয়াসলি আমি যাচ্ছি প্রফিটে, আমি যেতে পারি কর্পোরেট প্রফিট যদি বলি, আমি যদি নন প্রফিটে বলি যেতে পারি, পাবলিক অ্যাডমিনিস্ট্রেশনে বলছি, সব জায়গাতে ফান্ডামেন্টালস কিছুটা একই থাকে। এবার ডিফারেন্ট কনটেক্সটে আমি কিভাবে কাজে লাগাচ্ছি, দ্যাটস ওয়াই লার্নিং ইজ সো ইম্পর্টেন্ট উইথ দ্যাট মাইন্ডসেট। অনেকে কি করে, আমি এইটুকুনি পড়েছি এর বাইরে যাব না, ইউ আর জাস্ট ন্যারোইং ইউর সেলফ, ইউ আর হ্যাভিং এ লট অফ কনস্ট্রেইনস. So many people try to do one thing. I have seen. I will come to that. Systems, processes, people, and product. I'll talk to that. I'll talk about that. There are things, different funny strategies I will talk about also. Because not making a compromise, that is also strategy. Systems, processes, people, product. These are the places you can do a lot of innovation. And making the compromise, that can be also strategy. So nothing is good or bad, but thinking makes it so. And sometimes I do some talk about something, and I don't know who will understand in what way. But don't fight. Look at the good things. আচ্ছা, এজিলিটি, অ্যাডাপ্টিবিলিটি এগুলো রইলো। ভ্রিমো ফ্রেমওয়ার্কটা আমি একটু ছোট্ট করে বলি, তারপর আমি একটু বিজনেস মডেলের এটা নিই। Okay. I hope you can see the screen. Da-da-da, 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 da-da-da. Just give me one sec. Just give me one sec. Okay, okay. I think, yeah, cool. Yeah, baby. Say there, baby. Okay. Okay. Now, let's think of it as a business model. Acha, before that, let me tell you, we are going to do one playlist. We are going to do one playlist where we will take the case studies, where we will discuss a bit about the business models, a bit, not much, whatever you can, for learning purposes. Um, a bit about the business model, how the operations are happening, how they are making it happen, stakeholders, suppliers or distributors, how they are using retailer, wholesaler, and all that stuff. The entire value chain we will talk about, and the business model, how they're earning the revenue, their revenue stream, and all that stuff. But very brief, 5 minutes to maximum 6 7 minutes or 10 minutes at max. We will have those case studies. But before that, since we are doing this, controlling is one thing you have to understand when you are taking the leap of faith. I mean, you are starting the thing, or you are making you wanted to do something, you wanted to make a business out of it, whatever you call it, art, cinema, writing, whatever you want to be in the publishing industry. You are trying to make a company where you want to publish the kind of books you really want to publish, good books, because you know the standards, you are beyond the contemporary standards. Now you do the business studies, then you find out how you can do your business. You understand the industry, you understand the publishing industry, the standards, the trajectory of the publishing industry, how it has become from this to this, and what impact it can have on mass, uh, not only for one product, for multiple products. So those things you can study, that can be part of your research and development. And then when you are learning the business skills, maybe initially you don't know all these things, maybe you are lacking that research. So maybe you want to do something right now, you have some money, you have some investment, and you want to make the business. So maybe you are starting with the business model, you are getting the money, you are going forward, you are making it happen, then you are starting to see the obstacles. Then you can do a broader research, you can understand how you can contribute more. So if you have figured out the business model, you are earning some income, maybe you are making break even, maybe you have started to make profits also. Maybe you have started to make profits too. But the industry, you're learning a bit more, you're doing more research, you are learning about the publishing industry and how you can contribute to the thing that is not there, you know like a visionary approach that is not there. You can predict it, you can make it happen, and you know how to make it happen. Their strategy can help you. So maybe sometimes what happens, 5 year একটা গোল দেওয়া হয় স্ট্র্যাটেজিক্যালি, যদি আমি দেখি 5 year একটা গোল দেওয়া হয়, যখন ইউ আর স্টার্টিং, ইউ আর মেকিং দ্য ডিসকাউন্টেড ক্যাশ ফ্লো প্রজেকশন, এনপিভি, অল দিস থিংস ইউ আর ডুইং, ফিনান্সিয়াল আমি প্রজেকশনস যদি বলি। বাট আমি দেখবো একটা তো থাকে যে পয়সার উপরে আই এম ড্রিভেন বাই সামথিং মোর, সো নো ম্যাটার হোয়াট হ্যাপেন্স আই উইল মেক ইট হ্যাপেন। So সেখানে কি হয়, strategy, I can just take any strategy and I can make it happen. It can be cost cutting, it can be having more revenue stream, it can be doing the pricing strategies, it can be doing shifting the business model, whatever you call it. And there will be a lot of criticism, that will be, but ultimately you are running the business, so you have to take the tough calls, so you don't listen to those people. বাট কি হয়, স্ট্র্যাটেজিটা যখন আমি নিচ্ছি অনেক সময়, তখন আমি দেখতে পারি যে হয়তো কস্ট কাটিংয়েরই মধ্যে দেয়ার আর ডিফারেন্ট ভ্যারিয়েশনস, which one will I choose. Those things we can do. But again, coming back to the publishing industry, what we can do is, maybe in the first year you are just doing it out of love. Whatever money you are generating, you have figured out the business model. Then you are thinking how you can scale up the business. Maybe you are publishing more books. Now when you are publishing more books, you have to do the research how those books are going to impact the society. So you are doing a broader research, so you are looking at different things, the trajectory, as I said, and what was the reason why it happened, and how you can fix the problem. because as an entrepreneur, people try to fix the problem, people try to find a solution, innovative solution, more efficient solution, uh, innovative solution, creative solution. um, so that's the joy of it. So that's why রিসার্চ যে কোনো সময় ইম্পর্টেন্ট হতে থাকে। শুরুতেই রিসার্চ হয়ে গেল তারপরে আর করবো না, ইট ইজ নট লাইক দ্যাট। So what you can do is you obviously start with a bit of value proposition. You have to do the value proposition. Now you are offering something, right? It can be a goods, your product offering, your service or your good, whatever you are doing, you are offering. So what are you offering? Then you have to look at your target segments. Who like what is your target segments, or what is your target segment, or your group of target segments? Who are your group of target segments? That is what you have to understand. Then revenue model, what is going to be your revenue model? As I just said, there, from all these things, you're coming to this business model. There are three arrows: your revenue model. So this is your business model and this is your revenue model. So from revenue model, you're coming to the business model, your target segments. From all these target segments, you're coming to the business model. From your product offering, goods or services, whatever be the thing, business model. And as I just said, when you talk about your value chain, you talk about your primary and secondary activities. We just mentioned, we always mentioned that Porter's value chain: inbound logistics, outbound logistics, how you are taking it from the supplier, taking it to the distribution. We are talking about all these things: HRM, technology, your secondary activities. So from value chain, you are also connecting the business model. Now you have a cost model. From there, you are having now organization. Organization. Now, I have made a more complex diagram of this, which I will share in the next episodes, because this strategy, it will go on. 30 minutes, 40 minutes videos, it will go on. So it can be this is your value proposition and this is your operating model. Because when you are operating, actually the business, when you are operating this value chain, as I said, your suppliers are giving you raw materials, you're making it happen, you're taking it to the customers, distributed through the distributors, all these things, you're making it happen. That is also part of operations. Cost model: you're having fixed cost, variable cost, your total cost, marginal cost, of all of it, the types of cost you have. So this is your operating model. Organization: people will work for you, right? Managers will have a lot of profit, your employees will be motivated to work. Then your Mintzberg, 10 roles you have, people are using those roles. So MPP, if I talk about management process or general management, then you need to understand management, HRM together. If I call it, organization is a big part, how people are working to make it happen. So business model is there, but from value proposition and from operating model, you are actually connecting the business model. So strategy: if you want to change the product offering, as I started with, systems, processes, people, and then your product, everywhere you are doing these innovations. So if you talk about your product offering, maybe you are using strategy here, maybe you are using strategy in the target segments, in the marketing context, or in some broader context. Revenue model এখানে হয়তো আমি দেখছি revenue stream কি হবে, বিজনেস মডেল এখানে হয়তো আমি টুইক করছি, ভ্যালু চেনে হয়তো আমি সাপ্লায়ার কি করব সেটা টুইক করছি, কস্ট কাটিং করছি, কস্টে কিভাবে করছি, অর্গানাইজেশন, পিপল হয়তো আমি সিলেক্ট করছি, কাউকে ছেড়ে দিচ্ছি, কাউকে হয়তো জব রোটেশন করছি, জব শিফট করছি, হোয়াট এভার আই এম ডুইং, HRM, হিউম্যান রিসোর্স প্র্যাকটিসেস আমি যদি দেখি, ম্যানেজমেন্ট চেঞ্জেস যদি আমি দেখি, হোয়াট এভার আই এম ডুইং, আই এম ইউজিং ডিফারেন্ট tools or techniques to make it happen. So there, that's why I mean, আগের দিনে, last day, I think in the first episode I talked about different levels of strategy, you remember? So operations এ হচ্ছে একরকম, আমি ট্যাকটিক্যাল বলেছি, স্ট্র্যাটেজিক বলেছি, আর কর্পোরেট লেভেল, বিজনেস লেভেল, এই স্ট্র্যাটেজিগুলো আমি আলাদাভাবে বলেছিলাম। ফর এক্সাম্পল, এখানে ভ্যালু চেনটা তো আমি বললাম, এটাকেই যদি আমি একটু এলাবোরেট করি তাহলে কিরম লাগবে দেখতে? ভ্যালু চেনটাকে যদি আমি আরেকটু অন্যরকম ভাবে বলি, ভ্যালু চেনটাকে যদি একটু অন্যরকম ভাবে বলি, ইজ ইট ভিজিবল নাও? ওকে, একটা ইন্ডাস্ট্রিতে যখন আমি যাচ্ছি তখন আমার কম্পোনেন্টগুলো কি হচ্ছে, নাও ইউ স্টার্ট টু আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড অল দিস থিংস। এগুলোও আমি ডিসকাস করেছি, বাট আরেকবার আমি বলে দিচ্ছি। সো মেবি এখানে যখন আমি এন্ট্রি করছি তখন এখানে আমার এন্ট্রি ব্যারিয়ার রইল, এন্ট্রি ব্যারিয়ার্স। এখানে যে আমি এক্সিট করছি তখন এখানে আমার এক্সিট ব্যারিয়ার রইল। ঠিক আছে, এবার ভ্যালু চেন থেকে যদি আমি বলি, আমি জানি যে আমার সাপ্লায়ার আছে, সাপ্লায়ার এখানে আমার র মেটেরিয়াল ছিল। এবার সাপ্লায়ার যখন আমি দিচ্ছি, আমি দেখছি আমার সাবস্টিটিউটস আছে, কার থেকে আমি সাপ্লায়ার নেব। আমি বলেছিলাম স্টেক হোল্ডার কমিউনিকেশন, আমি বলেছিলাম ফ্রম হুম আই উইল টেক মাই সাপ্লাই raw materials. I can take from supplier A, I can take from supply B, supplier B. From there, I am taking the management decision call. What you can do, you know, operations research, then your decision making, your problem solving, cost cutting, how you will negotiate depending on the quantitative approach, depending on the qualitative approach. Many ways I have talked about so far. But ultimately, what you are doing, choosing among the alternatives. You have substitutes, you want to have maybe greater quality at lower cost. Maybe one supplier is providing you that. You are taking the decision from different perspectives, but ultimately, what you are reaching, lower cost, greater quality. Supplier, this supplier is giving me that. Maybe I can do a trade off, little bit of trade off. Maybe supplier B is providing me a greater opportunity or a greater proposition. I'm going for that. The trade off, the decision I'm making based on the trade off, I'm well aware of that. I'm going to lose this, or I'm going to make this trade off for this particular reason. That is what you are doing. More aware business decision making. That is what I'm talking about. So, substitutes, here you can change. Then, ultimately, when you are doing your product offering, it is going to the buyers. Then, also, maybe your competitors are there, they are your substitutes. There are other competitors, different industries, same industry, different products, competitors, different producers, they can be competitors. Different industry can be competitors from other like other perspective. So there are competitors, substitutes, and influencers. There are influencers also. Influencers, you know, maybe because of them the buying decision will be changed, right? But again, in you can achieve, we are talking about the holistic thing. It is not like that because of your personal gratification we are doing a merger, acquisition, joint venture. We don't even understand what is a strategic alliance, what is a joint venture, what is a merger, acquisition, what is the kind of control, what is the thing. It is not just based on some games you want to play, that is why you are provoking people to do a merger. There's a lot of thing. If I talk in terms of your net acquisition value, if I just give you one equation, you know, in terms of merger and acquisition, financially, if I put it in the equation, NAV, this is VAV minus VA plus VB minus P minus E. What is this A? NAV? NAV is the net acquisition value. VAB is the combined value of the two firms. A is a firm, so you have firm A and you have firm B. So VA is the value of firm A, this is the value of firm B, and this is the premium paid for B, and this is the expenses of the acquisition process. This is the premium and this is the expenses. এটা তো হলো only financial equation. Apart from that, there are so many other things. Strategy, that's why strategy is so important. CEO has to take a lot of tough calls. Board of directors, they have to talk about a lot of different things. But ultimately, you have to understand, if it is an established brand, especially, it means something. You know, even if you are starting out, maybe you are having that zeal, that enthusiasm, that passion. So maybe you are not that big yet, but you have that potential within you. So you surround yourself with the mentors, you surround with yourself with the right people, teachers, friends, professionals, maybe like-minded people who are trying to make a change. That's how you shape the industry, shape the society in a positive sense, in a good way. tremendous leaps you can take in terms of science, arts, culture, whatever it is. That is how you make progress. Science can provide their scientific touch, artistic people can provide their artistic touch, entertainment people who are not that artistic only. I mean, everything is entertainment, everything can be art, but there are divisions also. You cannot ignore that. So maybe some people are not too inclined towards very artistic things, they are not there yet, so they are happy with lesser entertainment. Some people are providing that also, earning a lot of revenue doing that, but there is a brand at stake, maybe in the long term. When you are giving your brand to the wrong people and they are making people misunderstand the brand, that's why many people are not getting to know about the brand. Now if the brand is beyond all these things, then still people are getting the right thing. Otherwise there is a discrepancy, there is a thing. So all these things you have to look at. So that's why, uh, again I will tell you, when you are making a great film, take it to more people, make it, uh, make more people see that film. So that's why people will understand it, uh, and they will understand the effort you have put in the movie. And because sometimes some people are so arrogant, they think that they won't be allowing some movie in a particular place, but both in fiction and non-fiction. So I'm not mentioning one particular group or one particular set of people. It's a mindset, both in non-fiction and fiction. When you're stopping that, that means you're not there yet. Because if you know that you are beyond all these things as a leader or as a human being, when you know that you are beyond all these things, then sometimes you understand whether it is there or not, it doesn't make much sense or it doesn't matter much, because I know I am right. So whether it is there or not, I will still go forward and I will make it happen. But কি থাকে এখন যেটা হয়ে গেছে, people are throwing dirt on each other, and the culture has been made like that. Because কেন বলছি, again and again I am pushing towards that, and this is so important because এখানে এই যে তেলবাজি দলবাজির থেকেও বেশি আমি যেটা বলতে চাইছি, we need more producers, we need more filmmakers, we need more artists, we need more people who can provide the entertainment, right? So just give me one second. Just a second now. Okay, I think I can do it here. So business model again, I can tell you, what you can do is, we need more artists, we need more producers. So সেখানে কি হচ্ছে, when you know all these things, why I am doing this, again and again I am telling the same thing. Now strategy, I can talk about strategies for a long time, market leader strategies, market follower strategies, attacks, I can talk about military strategies, I can talk about how you can use your resources in a different way. So all these things I can go on and on. But you should learn all these things. That is the fun part, because if I spoon feed you, you won't be able to learn that. More importantly, it is not only in the books, it is not only just reading stuff, cramming stuff. You are internalizing all those things. So what you are doing is, whenever a situation is there, that's why we solve problems. We used to solve the equations, we used to solve the problems. What did it mean? What does it mean? Gradually we go towards tougher equations, more complex equations. When we are doing that, we know that we have dealt with, I mean I'm just giving you the basic thing, I mean it's more than that. uh, we know the theory, and this is, I'm talking some people who have like actually lowered the primary education, because you have to understand, you are looking at, is it there? Hello, 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 are you there? Hello, are you feeling any discomfort? Hello. কুল, ওকে কুল। নাও দ্য থিং ইজ, যেটা আমি বলছিলাম, যে প্রাইমারি এডুকেশনে করার জন্য যে প্রবলেমটা হয়েছে, সেটা আমাদের বুঝতে হবে। theory, you are learning about some theory. Now you are looking at some problems where they have used the theory, they have solved the particular problems. Ever the challenge, again, if we talk about challenge or strategies, if more complex problems come, if more if more difficult problems come, we can still make it happen. So we are learning the theories, we are learning few cases. Hello, 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 hello. It's okay. Hello, hello. It's okay, it's okay. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, let me do one thing. Let me just switch off the video and then let me see whether the bandwidth permits or not. Okay. Let me see the bandwidth. I think it's a bandwidth issue. আছে নাকি বলবো? আচ্ছা বলছি। ওকে। ইন্টারনেটে যেটা বলছি এডুকেশনে কি হচ্ছে থিওরি আমরা করছি। Then we are looking at few cases যেখানে we have seen the theories getting applied. Hello. Are I'm not cramming stuff. I will be still able to make it after a long time, thousand times. That's education. Hello.